Regarding Gachagua, the DCP party leader had just returned from his 6-week tour in the United States. After landing at Jkia, he was headed to Kamkunji grounds for a rally. But on his way, his convoy was attacked by goons, and this shocking incident has caused panic in State House, especially because the International Criminal Court is said to be watching closely on what's happening. Given the rising cases of violence and political tension in this country, right now there's fear and tension. Now, I want to break down what this attack on Rigathi Gachagua really means for him and for President Ruto, and what it means for Kenya's political future as we are heading to 2027. I look at who could be behind the violence and how the ICC might come into play, and why State House is worried about this. Before I dive to this analysis, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is DMTV Kenya, where I bring you the truth behind the headlines. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video so that more Kenyans can understand what is really happening in this country, especially in politics. To start with, the attack on Rigathi was not just a random street fight. It looked like organized and well planned. And such acts send a strong political message that someone wants to silence or intimidate Rigathi Gachagua. In Kenya's history, goons have often been used to stop rivals. They have been used to scare the supporters or create confusion. But this time, it happened to a man who was once the deputy president. And that alone, it shows how deep the political divisions have become. State House knows very well that the world is watching. And violence against a top opposition figure like Gachagua could quickly become an international case. So the ICC is very sensitive to political violence in this country, especially after that happened in 2007 and 2008. If there is evidence that the state either allowed or ignored such attacks, then top government officials could face big trouble. That's why State House is restless at this moment. It was a peaceful walk from Jkia wakielekea Nairobi, then to Kamkunji. But along Cabanas, they were attacked. In fact, vehicles were destroyed and so many people were injured. So the ICC has always had an eye on Kenya. Already, Gachagua has been raising claims of corruption, killings, and human rights abuses during his US tour. And this attack only strengthens his narrative that the government is targeting him. If Gachagua presents this case internationally, it could revive ICC interest, especially if violence grows in rallies and processions. Hii ni kitu wangeacha tu iende in a good way, the way they were planned. For ordinary Kenyans, I want to say that this incident is another warning that politics is turning dangerous. When leaders fight, it is the mwananchi who will suffer in the streets. Businesses around Jkia and Kamkunji were disrupted, and many supporters were injured. And this, to me, it shows how fragile peace is. and how quickly political tension can explode. For President Ruto, this is a political headache. Gachagua was once his close ally, but now he is his loudest critic. If the president is seen as behind the attack, he loses moral ground both at home and abroad. Already, the opposition is saying he's turning into an authoritarian leader. That is the exact image he doesn't want right now, especially as the economy is in crisis. Ironically, I want to say that the attack may make Gachagua stronger. We all understand that Kenyans love an underdog, someone who suffers for speaking the truth, just like Raila used detention in the past to gain popularity. And Gachagua can now say, look, these people are trying to silence me, but I'll keep fighting for the people. And his supporters will grow louder. And his rallies will also attract more attention kupitia these attacks zenye zinafanyika. And this is just the beginning, ladies and gentlemen. If violence follows Gachagua in his rallies, pressure will mount on the government. And the police and even the courts, we might see more international voices calling for peace and accountability. And if the ICC steps in, I want to tell you that it will change the whole 2027 game. This attack to me is more than just politics. It's a test of Kenya's democracy. Will we allow the goons and violence to control who speaks, or will the rule of the law protect all leaders equally? Only time will tell, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this analysis, subscribe to BMTV Kenya for more deep political breakdowns. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Do you think this was a government move, or was it rivals trying to paint Ruto badly? Thank you for watching this up to the end. Goodbye and stay tuned.